Oh, that's frightening. Andrew, this is, when I hear cases like this of someone who says, look, I was having mental problems and people kept telling me, yes, 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 you're a man, because I had this idea for a while and I couldn't get out of it. Makes me wonder about this ridiculous law that Victoria actually passed that makes it unlawful to try to change or suppress a person's sexual orientation or their so-called gender identity. For instance, by insisting that a transgender man is really a woman, you can't even pray for these people to accept that they are the gender they were actually born with. A law like that makes it very hard to counsel a person against doing this. Should a law like that be repealed?
Oh, I absolutely think so. So these are laws, they're called conversion therapy laws. I think they're a big problem. I do think they should be repealed. There's a big case, Reed Devon, a few months ago, where essentially the justice noted that the father of the gender-confused boy in that case found it almost impossible to find a therapist willing to deal with young Devon's gender confusion with therapy instead of with harmful medications, puberty blockers and hormones. So in exactly the same way, many therapists are terrified that if they have an honest conversation with a gender-confused kid, they'll be sued under the conversion therapy legislation. So this basically leaves kids and their families entirely dependent on what is called gender-affirming care through the public gender services, despite all the problems we know that they have. So I think repealing conversion therapy legislation across Australia is the necessary first step in reversing the harms being done by gender-affirming care.
Well, Andrew Amos, I've got to congratulate you again for being on this path of challenging this, because it must be lonely and a little dangerous and probably cost you a few friends along the way. So thank you very much for coming on the show as well. Just on transgender politics, Netball Victoria is investigating whether transgender players should be allowed to keep playing against women or whether they are a safety risk to players who are born women. And this is after several complaints, including from a club, Melton South, which threatened to boycott matches against a team with 2 transgender players who are so big and strong that the club said their female players didn't feel safe. I mean, this is a long way to go.